Francis Ngannou is the current UFC fighter. He is ranked number 1 in UFC heavyweight division. He is going to fight for the World Heavyweight title on March 28 at UFC FX Arena against one of the greatest heavyweight of all time, Stipe Miocic. Apart from that, he is also going to star in upcoming Fast and Furious 9, which is going to be released in 2021. He was born in Béziers, France on September 5, 1986. His life is like a movie as well, a movie of overcoming oneself, a story of great passion, determination of a great character. He was born in poor circumstances, in a dysfunctional family. His parents separated when he was 6 years old. After that, he has to live with his mother, his aunt. He was quiet and lonely as a child. At the age of 12, he started to do odd jobs to support his family and to study at the same time to complete his education. He has some kind of scholarship that he has to support that gave him the support to complete his education. He wanted to be a boxer. His idol was Mike Tyson. And his circumstances were as poor that, in his own words, their years went by without watching the TV. At the age of 17, when he completed his education for 5 years till the age of 22, he didn't do much while he was still doing the odd jobs because he has to support his family, his mother. At the age of 22, he decided to become a boxer. And he told everybody as well that he was going to pursue the dream of becoming a boxer. And he was quite laughed at. He said, being in a small village, people expected people to do what their father did, to be a farmer, to work some kind of job. People were afraid of dreaming big. But he refused to think that way. He thought, why can't I dream bigger? I don't have to be this way. His father was a big motivation to him. Till his father was with their family, he did not hear more about him. His father was an angry man. He used to get into a lot of altercation, fight. But after their parents separated, people would talk to him about his father, like what kind of person he was. And he used to beat him up as well at home. So at the early age, he decided that he was not going to become like his father. So at the age of 22, he started training for boxing, and because of some illness, he had to quit the training. And at the age of 26, he left Béziers for France. He went through a series of countries before reaching Paris, France. He went through Algeria, Niger, Morocco, where he has to live in forest and sleep empty stomach many nights. But in his own words, he has mentioned several times that it was quite better knowing where he was coming from and knowing what would become of him if he would have stayed there. So all the adversities was worth it to him. So he stayed, and as he was jailed for 2 months for trying to cross the border illegally in Spain. There he said it was like he was jailed in a small case where in his own word he was quite happy for a while because there he was getting food, get to bath. But after a while it feel like his freedom is taken away, and in the jail authorities always try to break them down to know where they are coming from, and if they would have known that where he is coming from, they would have deported him immediately to his home country. So he never stated where he was coming from except where he wanna go, and he did not carry any kind of document so that authorities will have any idea and they can deport him. He was so fixated on the dream of becoming a boxer that he accepted everything that happened to him happily. He reached Paris in 2012. There too, he stayed homeless in parking lots, and people would look at him and say, "Man, Europe is not some kind of paradise. Like, you have to earn it. It's not as good as it seems, as people say." But in his own word, he always thought, yeah, it might not be a paradise, but by the opportunity he is going to have, he will make his own little paradise. He arrived at MMA Factory, a gym, to train for boxing, and there the trainers suggested him to pursue MMA. But initially he was very reluctant to that idea, and after a year, trainers once again suggested him the same thing and said, there is a fight if you wanna fight in MMA, and he went and fight and he won. Then in his second fight he lost. He wanted to quit MMA and pursue the boxing, but he did not because he thought he cannot live like that. He cannot quit. He has to correct it. He has to go back and win. So in his third fight he won, and in his fourth fight it was some kind of tournament, and he won 2000 euros for the first time. And with that money he helped his mother celebrate a special International Women's Day on March 8th. And it was a great money, and in his own word, it was the largest sum of money he ever had at that point. After that, in 2015, his manager was in touch with UFC to get a look at him, and he got the UFC contract. His first fight in UFC was 20 December 2015 against Luis Henrique. He won that fight by TKO in second round. His current MMA record stands for 15 wins, 3 losses, in which 11 of those wins have came by TKO and 4 by submission. His second loss was when he fought for the world championship first time, and it was the same opponent which he is going to fight for the second time. He said about that loss, he learned a lot from that loss, and he underestimated Stipe Miocic. He went too aggressive on him and he lost that fight. Then in his second fight against Derrick Lewis, after that he lost via unanimous decision. There he was too patient and he was not able to show any kind of aggression and put pressure on Lewis, and very few strikes were thrown, in which 54 strikes were thrown by Lewis and 46 by Francis Ngannou. So initially this fight was expected to be a barn burner, where these two big heavyweights were going to create mayhem, but Francis Ngannou waited too much, and he mentioned in an interview as well that he was fighting Derrick Lewis in the case, but in his own mind he was fighting Stipe Miocic. It seems like he has his own philosophy. He do not take his life for granted. He do not enjoy too much after a win, taking a win as a win. He has not been able to achieve the goal of being a boxer yet, but in journey of getting to that goal, he had accomplished a lot of things. Hopefully, he will become a UFC heavyweight champion, which he has to go through a legend like Stipe Miocic, which is arguably one of the greatest heavyweight of all time. After accomplishing what Francis Ngannou has accomplished, what he does next? Thank you. He went back to his home country. He built a gym there so that kids can dream their dream and live their dream. They do not have to go through what he has to went through. He started Francis Ngannou Foundation, and through that he helped people in need to provide kids with a foundation on which they can build their future. Hopefully he wins the heavyweight title on March 28 and accomplishes his goal of becoming a boxer, which does not seem far away. And how do you break a person who is not willing to quit? To whom failure is not an option. They are unbreakable.